This is page 9, Notes and Rest out of your music theory book. Complete these exercises and make sure each measure contains 4 beats. So every example on this page is going to be in 4/4 time. You can see that on the far left next to the clef of each staff. So here's going to be your key. We're going to circle this. Key. A key, of course, is something that guides us to answer all of the questions below. Number 1, each measure in the next 2 exercises is missing 1 rest. Complete each measure by adding the appropriate rest. Well, I'm going to recommend that you write your numbers. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We're in 4/4 time, so we need something that will be on beat 4. And we only need it to last for 1 beat. I wonder what that would be. Well, it wants 1 rest, very specific. That might be this guy right here, 1 beat of silence. So we're going to draw our funky looking 3/4 rest. There you go. That's the first measure. Next measure, we know this gets 1, 2. We need something to fill up 3/4. What gets 3/4? A half rest does. You can see that at the top here. So we need to go to the 1, 2, 3rd line as we learned on an earlier worksheet. Notice I'm not drawing it way over here. I want to draw it closer over here. There you go. Next one. Oh, goodness, there is nothing. They left this measure completely blank, so that would be 1. We need something that gets 1, 2, 3, 4 beats of silence. Well, there's only 1 that does that, and that is a whole rest. So we need to go to the 4th line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then draw under it. We're going to put it in the middle of the measure because it just says, hey, this whole thing is empty. There you go. And we've got 1 left. 1, 2, 3. We need something that will last for beat 4, just 1/4 rest in this case once again. There you go. Letter B, I'm going to help you with this measure and this measure, and you can do these other 2. Okay, this would be 1. There's a big hole here, and it's not a half note, so we've got to put a 2 here, because this would be 3/4 then. So we need a 1/4 rest right here. Sometimes in a complete the measure exercise, it's not necessarily at the end of the measure, as these were, but in the middle of the measure, or at the beginning of the measure. There you go. You could do these 2 on your own. Check next to number 1. Number 2. This song is missing bar lines. Fill in the missing bar lines. Oh, that's a piece of cake. Well, of course, in order to do that, we have to write our numbers first. So we're in 4/4 time. After beat 4, we draw a bar line to the right, somewhere in between. 1, 2, 3. Here's beat 4 again. Oops. Draw our bar line. 1, 2. This would get 3. Here is 4. Draw our bar line. 1, 2, 3. This would get 4. There you go. So technically on this one, we actually only have 1 measure, 2 measure, 3 measure, 4 measures here on number 2. Okay. Put a check here. I'd encourage you to clap and count that on your own time. Number 3, some of the measures in this song are missing a rest. Complete each measure by adding the appropriate rest. Remember, some measures are complete. For example, the very first one. That's a complete measure. We don't need to do anything there. Okay, this one is missing something. This is 1, but notice there's a big empty space here between here and here. So I'm going to say that this is 3/4, and then we are missing a 1/4 something. It wants the appropriate rest. So we're only going to draw the rest. So that we're missing a beat 2, something that gets a 1/4 rest. Well, that would be here. Only on beat 2. There you go. This one we're missing, looks like 1, 2 beats, because we have 3 and 4. This would be 1, 2. So we're just missing beat 4. We're only looking for that. So this would be a half rest then for the third measure because it gets 2 beats of silence. This next measure, we're only missing a quarter rest. 1, 2, 4. So we're going to draw a quarter rest. Voila. The last one, 1, and this goes 2, 3, 4. So we don't need to draw anything there because that measure is also complete. Piece of cake. Put a check here next to number 3. Number 4 is a little trickier. We have a grand staff, which we haven't seen for a few worksheets now. Fill in the missing rests. Some measures are missing more than one rest. So we're going to do the treble clef staff first. This is missing, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats. I'm going to draw that here. There you go. Upside down whole note rest there. This would be 1. Then we're missing, looks like 2, 3 in this case. And here's B4. So we need a half rest. 1, 2, 3. We're missing B4, so we need a quarter rest to complete the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. That measure is complete. 1, this would be 2, so we're missing 3, 4. We need a half rest. And the last one, 1, 2, 3. That one's fine. We don't need to do anything there. Now, for the bottom staff here, we're going to write the numbers as we always do, underneath the measure. So we'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're missing 1 and 4, and they each get 1 beat. You can figure out what those are. We're missing 1, 2. I'm going to put them together like this, and 4. Okay. The reason I'm going to do this is we don't have a rhythm up here at the top that would get 3 beats of silence. I guess we could have a dotted half rest, but that is a weird rhythm that you don't see very often. So we're going to write it this way. We need to show that the measure is split. We're going to draw a half rest, which would get our 2 beats, and then we need our quarter rest. And that is very easy on the eyes. And that's why we draw it that way. Next measure is very easy. You can figure this one out. 4 beats of silence. Next measure, same thing. And then the last measure is already provided. So, I wonder what you're going to draw. I'm not sure you can see that, so we'll put that up. I wonder what you're going to draw here. I wonder what you're going to draw in these 2 measures. Piece of cake. When you're done, put a check. And that's notes and rests at the same time. Page 9.